Hello, hello, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be working on this page, and since I had been doing so many what I call simple pages, I decided I want to do another technique page, and it's a little bit more complex, but it's actually pretty simple as well. What I chose to do was this here is one of the Dylusions size 10 tags, and I just cut it down to 3 inches. The way I determined that was because I'm going to be using another tag behind it, so I held it up to it and I allowed myself a 1/4 inch on each side for me to be able to put my double-sided tape on, and then I went over a little bit more, so that way we're going to slide this in and out of the back, but I'm going to create a background before I do all that anyways. What I did, let me slide this to the side for one moment. I cut it down both sides and made it where it was 3 inches wide. And then I come down here to the bottom and I folded it up at 3 inches. And I folded it down 2 inches, so it would create this little, I don't know, like folder type thing. Now what you'll notice is whenever you fold these tags, because you're not folding with the grain, the paper kind of tears and whatnot, and over time that will weaken that completely and just break it right off. So what I'm going to do to combat that is I'm going to take my washi tape, and I'm just going to stick a piece up here and down here going over the front and the back, and that will help keep that from falling apart, because if you plan to have these for years and years to come, it will eventually weaken it down and that will become a problem. So I'm going to take the lid off here. As I always do, I'm grabbing my glue stick. My brain just went, I don't even know where. And I'm putting it all over my tape. And then I'm just going to close it up like I want it to go. And I'm putting half of it on this side. And as you can see, it don't go all the way over to the end. So I'm kind of centering it as best as I can. And then trying to make it as level as I can. Well, that's totally not centered. Okay, I'll pick this side up. There we go. That's what I like about this glue stick, is it does like to hold it once it's there, giving it a good press, and then I am taking it all the way over to the other side and giving it a good press straight down. And that will help with the page not wanting to break there, because you just, added that extra level of stability, I guess. We're going to do the same thing on the bottom. So you grab you another washi. I'm just using mine that I made. You can use any of them that you want, because if you look at my book, you can tell that that's 2 different days there. Well, at the moment you cannot tell. But I went ahead and doodled this in and put my background on, or my borders on, and doodled that in. It was just screaming for me to do it, so I went ahead and did it. But being how that's in the cools and it's a different day, I wanted to do this one in the warms. So, same process. Just in case, I'm going to put a little bit of glue across here. We're just going to fold it back and press, just like so. And that's what it's going to look like for the moment. And then you can cut the ends down here, and I may very well do that. I'm not sure yet, because I want to work on my background. So I'm going to set this aside for the moment and work on the background. Excuse me. All right. I guess I need my glue stick, huh? What I have chosen was, because I want to border it and make it different, I just took from my border sheets. This is the horizontal laid out ones, and cut me 1/4 inch strips. And I'm just going to go all the way around like this. I cut 3 total, and this is one solid piece here. But I know that all I have to do is fold my page in half, or fold it in half and snip it, and it'll go across top and bottom. It's the perfect size for that. So let's go ahead and get those stuck down, and then we'll move on to the next step. And go ahead and peel the backs off of all of them while I've got my craft pick out. Okay. There we go. Take your glue stick, just choose one and cover it with glue. Pick where you want it to go, and being how we're going across like an edge here, I'm obviously not going to butt it right up to the edge, but I am going to put it close to the edge. I'm going to leave about a 1/16 of an inch gap, which is pretty tiny. I mean, but that will prevent it from wanting to come up when the book is closed. All right, and then take the other one. The other side. Because that one's going that way, and I want them to be as different as possible. This one, I'm going to run it up the opposite direction. Try to get it as close to the edge as I can. Okay. Give them both a really good press, and we're going to do top and bottom. And it doesn't really matter how you do them, especially for this, because it is supposed to be different and, you know, just a wild looking border. I wanted something that was just different. And the last one, we're going to do the same process at the top. Turn your book. And grab your piece and just lay it on. Okay. Just like so. There we go. There is a couple little pieces that I'll have to cut off, but I'm not going to stress over them at this moment. Let me grab my binky rag here so I can wipe up the glue mess. All right, now this is going to be an odd page, but I have these stamped images from the Dylusions Waddle set. I love this set, so I wanted to use those just like that, and then obviously he needs a body of some sort. However, this was one of the tops of a head that I cut off in a previous page that I didn't want to get rid of because I knew I could find a use for it. So to me, I think I wanted to put it about, well, let's just kind of turn his head a bit more, about here, to make it almost look like it's his feathers, or like he's carrying something on his back, like he's a courier bird. And then this would go right here on top, roughly, like so. And that could be his little body. Now, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the back of this into a pocket. I'm going to have to snip the legs a little bit longer than here and here. So I'm just going to take my fingers and measure where I want that to go. And I'll probably just cut them down to about 1/4 inch up for the sake of, just grab my little tiny scissors here. Because they are going to go underneath that, and I do not want my tag to be pushing them up and down. It would damage them. Alright, so we are going to stick the things down that's on the bottom first. Oh no, I need to color them. Let's give them some color really quick. That shouldn't take too long because it's all in the warms. Alright, that one. Okay. So for the head, the beak, I obviously want it to be a orangey color. So I'm going in with vanilla custard, and I'm gonna shadow it with squeezed orange. Just like this. Down the bottom. There we go. And I think I want to do the same. Do I want his legs to be that color? Sure, why not? So we're going to do the same thing for his legs. Very simple. I mean, I could have colored it once it was on the page, I guess. But I think this way might be a little bit easier for me. Okay. Oh no. Okay. And just kind of go in. I have no rhyme or reason to it. It's just wherever I see fit for the colors to go. Okay. And then his body. I kind of feel like I want it to be like this up here. So I think that is squeezed orange and cherry pie. I could be very wrong, but I reckon it might be. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go in with this and grab this one and outline. Continue that process all the way up. My main goal is to try and not necessarily completely cover up all of the background, but to make it completely different than this page. That's the goal with it. Alright, take the red in between. And then blend it a bit. Okay. And I almost feel like I want him to have a yellow head. As odd as that's probably gonna sound. So I've got the lemon zest. And we're just gonna give him a bright yellow head. And to shadow that, we're going to use, let's see what the vanilla custard looks like. Oh, right, sorry about that. My little had a question. So now that we got everything all colored up, we're gonna start laying it out again and get it ready to stick down. So I think I wanted that about there. And this somewhere along I'm not even sure. Probably there. And I know that the head and the legs go down on the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and get them stuck down. So I'm going to take the backing off of my double-sided tape. Take my glue stick once again. Lather it in glue really well. Okay. There's nothing on the tip of that toe. And I think we're just gonna roughly put it about here. And because I have like the beak going over and this part going over, I want just a little bit of the feet going over as well. Okay. And then the head. Like I said, I had done quite a few just simple pages and I wanted something different for this one. So I decided to add in like a fold-up pocket, I guess is what you would call it. Alright, so probably about, I'm going to say roughly there. There we go. Press it down really well. So we're pressing the head down really well. And then the, I'm going to call it his feathers portion. I'll peel the back off, or the backing of the tape off of that. Next, take my glue stick and lather it up with glue as well. I really want it to stick down, most especially down here, because I am going to add a pull-out tag that will be coming in and out of it. And here I see there's some glue. I might as well wipe that excess glue off now. And I want it to go somewhere about there is fine. Stick it down and give it a good pressing. Sometimes going over the other layers, it wants to come up, so you really need to press it down. Okay, close my glue stick up for a minute and clean up the glue mess. This poor rag has been through so much. Alright, now set that aside for just a second and let's go back to the little folder tag. And now I could have done this page just like, or this page just like this, where I had tons of room to write. But again, I wanted it to be a unique page and I wanted to use one of my techniques on it. So all I'm going to do for here, take my white Posca pen, and I'm going to do a simple border. So let's go with the little circle and line. Move this up here a bit. this side. And then it might be easier if I just open it up and go across the bottom here. Okay, and that's that one. I'm going to do the same thing down here where it meets. So oh goodness, my neighbor's dogs are going crazy. You may be able to hear that. Go down this side. Okay. Open it up. And go along here. Just gonna do this simple straight stitch. All the way around it. The entire thing. Okay. Okay. Like that. And you have tons of room to write in here. And then, let's see, lay it on and see whereabouts you want it to go. I would say probably about there. So with it in this position, I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to take double-sided tape, a 1/4 inch double-sided tape, and run it down this side, and then the bottom. Only those 3 places. Because essentially we want to make a pocket. So, get it as close to the edge as possible. And then, so here. This is the top, and then this is the bottom. We just ran it straight across there. And then we're going to go down both sides as close to the edge as we can, without going over. So we have that one. And then this one. All right. Set that aside, give those a good press. Grab your craft pick or whatever you use to peel the backings off. Take the backs off. That did not get pressed down very well. Okay. And that one, and then one more. And then take your glue stick and run glue only where the double-sided tape is. Try not to go over it, because you don't want any more of or any of this to stick to the page. Okay, do the same thing over here. Bring your book over and stick it down right about where you had said you wanted it. And the easiest way to do it is to grab it just up here, and then that'll give you the opportunity to eyeball where you want it to go before you put it down. I'd say there, and then give it a good press. The easiest way to do that is to open it up and press all the way around, two sides and the bottom. Okay, we have that now. Give that just a couple minutes, and while that's doing, you know, giving it some time to stick down, I'm going to grab my black Posca pen, and I'm going to run it along the outside of all of my images and my border. So we'll just do that really fast. I'm still going to try to hold this down as I'm doing it. It should stay and be okay, but I'm just taking the extra precaution. Okay. Going across. Border's done. And now for the images. I'm going to start with the middle here. I don't usually do that, but I'll just do it. Okay, move down to the feet, which are so cute. And then the head. And last but not least, I'm going to trace all the way, or outline all the way around my little black flap here, even on top of these things. Or the images. I want it to stand out as well. All right. Now that everything has been outlined, what I wanted to do is, I mean, obviously, I'll probably write the date in here, and here I might write in lift or whatnot. I haven't decided that part yet, but I have this tag here that I had painted with the Dylusions. Let's see, that's lemon zest, polished jade, and, or sorry, this is the polished jade, and fresh lime. Those are the three colors that I used on it, and I just used a baby white technique for it. But let's just see if it fits back there like I want it perfectly. And if it bothers you that this is sticking up, this is what I'm going to do for now, although when the book closes, it's going to eventually lie down and stay down. But you can take a paper clip, and that's just one of the Dylusions paper clips, and you can stick it down right inside of there, and that'll hold it down for you. You can decorate your tag any way you want to. When I go in and write about it, I'm probably going to, let's pull that up for a minute. I'll probably put the word lift here, the date down here, and then in here is where I'll write whatever ends up happening that day. And then here, if there's more to say or something special, I would write it on here and then make sure I put the date on so they know exactly where it belongs, because with it being a green tag, it doesn't exactly look like it belongs there, and I may end up changing it out for a warm colors. The tags are, I forgot to tell you, I'm sorry, the Distress Mixed Media Heavy Stock tags, and they are 4 3/4 by 2 3/8 inches. And I think they're just super cute and perfect size to do this. Here, let's just grab one that's not colored and stick it down in there, because that would even look nice too if you didn't want a colored one. Although I still think I would prefer either this one or a Worms colored one. I just haven't painted one up yet. But put it all together, and there we go. That's it, guys. That is my page. Like I said, it's a simple technique, and you don't even have to put the pocket in. If you don't want to make a pocket back here for a tag, you can just put double-sided tape all over the back of it and stick it down. But I wanted the pocket for the extra journaling space. I think it would be nice that way. So yeah, I hope I give you some inspiration with it. If you like the page, please give it a like. And I really hope that you guys are trying these techniques and, you know, putting your own spin on it. But until the next video, I hope you stay safe, stay warm, and I'll see you in the next one. I thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.